Good evening, everybody. I'm looking at Rob to see if that's right. You happy with that, Rob?
I'm happy. Is everyone else happy with it?
Yeah, everybody hear us
We
tonight?
can make it very, very loud.
We do have a runner who can run upstairs and turn the volume up if we need to. But I think that will do us for tonight. So, good evening and welcome to this. Come on, Tony. There's always one, isn't there? There's always one, and it's usually Tony. Carry on. Now, are we all sitting comfortably, and are we ready for a story?
Yes, please.
Now, welcome to this informal CFU meeting. We've got a few things to get through before we have Bern and Jono. I'm not sure whether they'll both be speaking, but I think we'll be having just a Q&A with those probably in about 10 or 15 minutes. As most of you know, I'm Dave Harrington-Rice and I'm the chairman. I have sat here my lovely assistant for the evening, Andrew. Yeah, most of you know that. A few of the other directors about, but we do have some apologies tonight. Rich has not been able to make it tonight. David Williams is also absent tonight, having just returned from Coventry. Got a few announcements as well. I think some fairly important announcements as far as the CFU is concerned. Marion Needham, as most of you know, or Dr. Marion Needham, as we should now address her. We should all bow and curtsy every time we see her, apparently. Yeah, I know as the board we've always done that anyway, because we do know our place. As you all know, Marion has put many hours of work into the club, along with John. Don't forget John, but John's not a doctor, so we won't talk about him. We'll just talk about Marion tonight, and as the club secretary and the assistant to the board, amongst many other roles. I think if I was to produce a business card for Marion, it would be 2 sides of an A4, and even then she'd probably edit that for me and say it's not long enough. But Marion has decided that the time is now to spend a bit more time annoying John at home and going off on holiday, so Marion is going to be stepping down from her role in April. Now, I do appreciate the length of time that Marion has given us on that to find a replacement. Trying to fill Marion's boots will be a difficult job, but we really now need to ask for your help, people that you think that could step into the role, and then they can start to shadow Marion while she's still fully active here. She won't be walking away completely. We wouldn't possibly let her do that. But it is only fair that she now has some time to take away from the club. But we do need to find a replacement and somebody that can assist in the running of the CFU and assist the board as well in many of the other tasks. Marion will still retain some of her roles within the club, safeguarding officer, liaising with some of the working groups, but the primary functions that she does, supporting the board and the constitution and the members and all the inquiries that she deals with, we do really need somebody with some skills to help pick up on that. So what I would say is, if you know anybody, or if you fancy it yourself, contact me, or send an email into the club, and then Marion can pick that up from there, and we can take it forward. But just now, right here and now, I would like to show my appreciation to Marion. I'm sure we all will. We'll get an opportunity to do that again later in the year. But Marion, thank you very much, and thank you for giving us the time.
It's not for you, Calvin.
Do you know, that's the first time he's ever walked into a room with a round of applause. he was waiting for that, usually when he's going out. Good evening, Calvin.
Keep digging.
Thank you for coming.
It's all right.
No, you're on time.
Been here for 2 hours. Well, keep going.
2 hours. Another announcement we have is we do have a board member that has also notified us as board that they will be stepping down from the role. Again, probably in January, and that is Mike Day. Many of you know Mike. He's been involved with the board for 5 years. There's a longer association with the club on that, and is primarily responsible for the IT side of things and also liaising with the youth academy. Again, time's come. Mike needs to spend time with his family and on his business and look after himself. So again, we're asking. I think if you've seen the Chronicle Live today. An article in the paper tomorrow by Rich Lyons asking for more people to come forward and help the board. That is a role that we will need some help with. The IT role is quite specific. So again, if you know people with those sort of skills that can spare us some time, Mike is more than happy to shadow them for a period of time, show them how our systems work, should work. Behave yourself well. Yes, we've gone through some changes and some challenges, but we're getting there. We're getting there with them. And again, Mike, I'd like to thank you for all the time you spent helping the club on that front. And I look forward to you working with the new person or people, could be two people supporting the board, and again the wider fan base and keeping the IT side running very efficiently. And there is one more announcement, and you'll be pleased to know I'm going to shut up for a minute. I'm going to hand this one over to our HR director, I suppose, is one of your roles.
David, before you go from there to yourself, to go back there, David Williams not here tonight, yeah? And we had an opportunity, yeah? We made £4,200, yeah? For a volunteer, which would be brother, was ex-police officer, here, yeah? And he was dismissed from the fundraising company, right? £4,000. Who sacked him? Was it the board? David Williams, yeah? We've got Bonnie Piercy now, the president, yeah? We brought in £4,200 for this club. You're asking volunteers. Why was he sacked as a volunteer, a season ticket holder from there? If you want to put it tomorrow in the press with Dave Powell, I don't mind. Well, can you explain yourself now?
I don't think I have to explain myself on that decision. That was it was a decision that was made by the board.
So what was the decision on the board, right? We've got a lot of people here now, right, that are mature people, yeah? And because my brother was ex-police officer, yeah? Liaison officer, yeah? So can you explain what the decision of the board?
No, I'm not prepared to go in to the exact details.
Right, I'll tell you what, I will go into details with Dave Powell
Paul withdrew it.
tomorrow,
Paul
yeah?
withdrew his.
Right
Paul
on
withdrew.
paper.
Paul withdrew.
Paul withdrew his application to join the board.
No. He withdrew his application for the board, but he was prepared to stay on the fundraising, yeah? But he was sacked as a volunteer, season ticket holder from this club to fetch money in, right? So explain that to me. Because you have not got, and excuse the ladies in this room, whether yourself or the board, have not got the balls to explain yourself. And to be honest, we need explanation.
Your brother's not here now. Well, quite
No, he's in bed all
conversation with
right.
your brother.
I'm voicing my
I'm
opinion.
not going. Yeah, you can voice your opinion. Everybody's entitled to voice their opinion. We don't hide from people voicing their opinion. We never have. But I'm not prepared
You
to
have,
discuss
you
the
have.
situation.
You have, David, right? Because Paul, right? An hour ago, right? Excuse me, right? I'm sorry, ladies. I'm sorry. I sat with Kevin Radcliffe's son an hour ago, yeah? And Kevin Radcliffe was not happy what happened in his football club. He wanted to hand me over here, right? We're going to Stony House, yeah? To get people there. Unfortunately, David, we just speak outside, but it's only interested in Chester Football Club.
Well, I have spoken to Kevin.
Yeah.
And you may be not aware of that. I have spoken to Kevin. I've actually spoken to your brother. Your brother's offered to meet me with Kevin. I'm waiting for that meeting. More than happy to have that meeting. I've spoken to Kevin a couple of times.
Let's do the club. Let's do the club, yeah?
Okay, with the greatest respect, you know, we'll leave that there, because it's your brother I would need to speak to, not you, with the greatest respect to you. And I'm more than happy to speak to your brother as he knows. So if you don't mind, we'll carry on with the rest of the meeting.
David, best interest of the football club, mate. You're the chairman, best interest of the football club.
The best interest of the football club.
Yeah.
I think after 6 months as chairman, 18 months on the board, don't question my interest in the football club, please. And don't question it of anybody else that spends hours and hours here as a volunteer or as a board member.
I'm not
I'm not going to get into a shouting match because there's no need to.
Move on.
We'll move on from that one.
Thank you, David.
Okay. So moving on from some of the departures from people who haven't left, with some good news. As you may have seen a few months ago, we advertised for the role of General Manager following Tony's departure at the beginning of the season, and we're pleased to announce that Stephen Jones will be joining us on Monday, starting in post. Now, Stephen comes to us with quite a deep history and a number of roles, and I won't go through his CV individually, but most recently he's been at Carden Park, quite a history in hospitality, working at Craxton Wood, and a number of hospitality roles, working as general manager, as well as being a director of his own company a number of years ago. He's absolutely delighted to start the role. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here tonight, but he doesn't actually start in post till Monday. so we'll let him have his weeknights off this week before he starts properly. It's a full-time role. I think the obvious questions that a number of people will have is, has it got KPIs? Yes, it has. What's it going to be responsible for is the general management and the day-to-day management of this as a business. As much as this is a football club for all of us, and it's our passion and our soul and what we want to do as our hobbies, it is actually still a £1 million business at the end of the day, and that brings about its own challenges and its own issues. So that's what Stephen's primarily going to be tasked with. In addition to that, he's got a number of commercial targets he's going to be working towards. The commercial remit within this club is absolutely massive, and the commercial working group do some absolutely brilliant work with that. But it doesn't stop there. It needs somebody here day to day, looking at things like the sponsorship boards, retaining our current commercial partners, growing that. So that's really going to be on Stephen's remit, and I know he's quite excited about meeting some of the key stakeholders. So what I will say is I'm in the process of organising induction at the moment. So if there is anybody particularly who feels they want to meet them quite early on, have a conversation with him, talk about what they can bring towards the club, Stephen's going to be really keen to meet with anybody. So if there is that opportunity there, and if you speak to me later, I'm planning that in.
That's good. I've met Stephen a couple of times. I met him away from the club before when he expressed an interest in the role. And I thought, yeah, you've got the right sort of qualities. He's got a knowledge of the football background as well, which will be great. It's not just business. He understands what's needed on a match day, and he'll be able to provide some admin support to Calvin on the football secretary side. So I think, and I hope, that he will be a good appointment. It'll take a lot of pressure off the running of the club for everybody. There is a volunteer, and he'll be a key person for us going forward. So I'd like to also carry on and give him some good support on that. Moving on from that, try and make that. So yeah, we can't now.
David, excuse me.
Yep.
I thought the role was joint secretary and general manager.
It used to be. I mean, Tony Allen did cover both roles. The issue we have as a club is a time one, and where is the time best spent? From my looking at it purely from a business perspective, a general manager needs to manage the business with yourself on what's needed for your side of the job, Jimmy, through to the volunteers in the office and other parts of the club, but also offering the support to the board, and as Andrew's rightly said, to the commercial working group, and anybody that ultimately may come into a commercial manager role. You know that.
So who's going to be the football secretary then?
Calvin's retaining the football secretary role, as he does as a volunteer. As you all know, he's the board member for that. What I was saying about providing support, if there is admin that is needed, that Calvin doesn't do. I mean, Calvin's not here full time. We all know he's got a job like all the other board members at the moment. So it's just to know that there's somebody there that does have a little bit of knowledge of that and can back him up.
David, Stephen's position, and obviously congratulations on making the appointment. Is it a staff post or is it a contract? And if it's a contract, how long is it?
Hand over to my HR expert.
Okay. So it's a permanent job role. What we have set, we have been for everyone HR talk, it's got a probation period within that, but we went for a permanent contract within that. For the security for Stephen and the security with us, it's got a standard notice period, so like any contract, it's as long as the notice period.
Thank you.
Can I ask a question? Why did Tony Allen leave?
Tony Allen took a job. He was offered a job at Halifax, and he took a job at Halifax.
But he took
I haven't rung Tony up and said, why did you decide to leave? He handed his notice in and left. That happens in the workplace quite often. It's happened in my business this
What
week.
the thing is, was it your job
No, so-
description in the club?
I'll move on from that now, because we're not going to get into talking about why somebody's left a job or why somebody left a role. We've been down that role in other roles in this club before now. I will at this point congratulate, you are sat in the back there, Callum, and his youth team for continued success. I was going to ask him to come up and do a few minutes talk, but I'd like to finish before 11 o'clock. You know, just keep feeding him Haribos. I think that's where most of the budget goes, is on Haribo's for Callum. But we know the support that is given to the Youth Academy by Swetnam's Chemists. You see Ian sat down there. And there's a lot of support from within the club to the youth team, but they are repaying that in bucket loads. I mean, last season, it was the only highlight of the season for the club. Sorry boys, the pressure's on. Your first team's got to come good, and you're doing good. But I mean, the youth team really are starting as they mean to go, and they're winning just about everything going at the moment. Away trip to Mansfield next Wednesday. There's a Hip Kiss Express special going for that one. Is it going about 3 o'clock?
Yeah.
3 o'clock. So have a chat with Barry or call into the office if you want to go on that one. Alternatively, we can provide you with the details to make your own arrangements over. Waitress service.
That's what we get.
Hey? So a bit of favouritism.
Yes, for Corona.
Well, I don't know, but you've earned that, I think. You've been working hard tonight. So yeah, I don't think we need to know any more about that one. So the working groups, they're all still out there. We've got the commercial working group, the fan engagement working group with Jeff and his team on. We've got the fundraising working group, strategy working group, governance. So we are still always looking for people to join those groups and offer their support and their help. These are a massive input to the club, and certainly with the board, the feedback that comes to us from them is how we are developing this club going forward. The more people that can get involved in that, the better, as far as I can see. There is no negative to it. It's not particularly onerous. It's not asking you to commit 5 hours a week or 10 hours a week. You know, it is a meeting usually fortnightly or monthly in some cases, and then taking projects on from there and developing them on. It's a great way to help the club. So again, if you want any more information on any of the specific groups, come and see me after, or ask one of the other directors, and we'll point you in the right direction. So on that point now, I think we shall ask, are there any general questions for the board? We've got Mark's here from the governance group, Jeff from the fan engagement, Calvin, football secretary, and Andy, the HR. So if anybody has any questions, well, we are all here all evening, so you don't have to shout out now. If you'd rather come and talk to us after, that's quite okay.
Can I ask a question? How's the playing budget going now? How's Johnny Burnley going with the players? Yeah, you got 5 players on the sick.
Well,
I think squad them.
Well, that's probably the first question for you then. On first place on the team, we'll now move to a question and answer session for the managers. Rob, would you help us with the roving mic? So I don't know if you need any specific introductions. Anybody that doesn't know these two here, what are you doing here? We have a lovely Bern and Jono tonight, assistant manager 1 and assistant manager 2. Derek. I'm not really sure which one's the boss. I think it is fairly.
The wives.
They're equal, Dave.
Oh, they're equal. Were the wives watching the live stream?
I think so. We'll do with Calvin what he writes down on the team sheets. That's another story.
Right, so that was your first question. And players on the sick, where are we? What are we up to? How's it going? I'll do that to you.
Well, Matthews, obviously, it's looking like he's going to be out for the season. If we're getting back any earlier than that, be a massive positive. But we're not banking on him being back before then. With an ACL reconstruction, it's a long time, and then obviously behind that is the rehab, hoping that he gets his fitness level back. Scott Burton picked up a knee injury at Boston. And he's just had the scan a couple of weeks back. He's got what they call a bucket handle tear on his meniscus in his knee. I think he goes in next week to see for a consultation who'll tell him, hopefully, fingers crossed, that he just needs a clean up on there. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but hopefully, fingers crossed, it's quite a simple procedure. It might not be, but we're hoping that's what it is. And obviously the other ones, George Green, the reason we were late in them was because We've just been in with George for a good 20 minutes there, and it's the same thing with George where there's no time frame on it. It's the same injury with his back. The physios, Luke up there and Rebecca are working with him constantly every session, rehabbing him. He's showing brilliant progress, Luke, isn't he? So it's just a case of building his match fitness up now. But actually, apart from them three, we're at, I won't say full fitness, we're nowhere near full fitness, but we haven't got any other serious injuries. We've come through the worst of it at this moment in time, we think, or hope. But you know what Saturday's going to bring.
Well, I think, our budget is tight, yeah? So where does Stuart Murphy come in now? He's saying we put £3 million to the club. David, where's Stuart Murphy now? We need those players.
Stuart Murphy's never mentioned £3 million. Stuart Murphy gave us a signed agreement which we have for £1 million for infrastructure development. And Stuart Murphy, separate to that, has supported the playing budget to a certain extent, but it's not a golden ticket for the managers to go off and sign Ronaldo tomorrow evening if they wanted to.
Well, I don't think these two need Ronaldo, yeah? I
think they're doing a great job with the squad they've got.
Support.
I don't think you disagree with that. I think the managers being managers, if we said to them the playing budget's $1 million, I bet the day after it'd be $1,010,000.
No, I don't think
that's the nature of football. So I think as a board, we've tried to support you with not everything you've wanted. I think there has been occasions when it just doesn't work finance-wise. It's not right. But up to now, I don't know, from my perspective, I think you're reasonably happy with how the board have helped the playing budget and helped you with the squad.
Is that what you think? Is
You have a choice.
Take the pint back first.
No, don't give him any more drink.
Do you know what? The board have been absolutely amazing with us, brilliant. The budget's pretty much the same as when we've walked through the door. There was some from Stuart Murphy, which I think is common knowledge about the two lads that went out there. Obviously Ross and Kingsley we had to get off the books. Excuse me again. We haven't moaned at any point about the budget. The budget's what it is. We knew what the budget was when we came through the door. As managers, we're very selfish creatures and you want as much as possible because you want the best players available. But we put a squad together that where the majority in here won't be happy with 4 or 5 of the players. It's just the nature of the beast. You don't make 20 signings and get 100% of them right. But alongside that, we've also got players that are massively overachieving. Dan Mooney, who's on next to nothing on loan from Fleetwood, it was probably to start we're going to come in and be almost a rotation player. He's on 8 goals, a 19-year-old man, a 19-year-old lad. So we've got players that are overachieving, as well as lads that probably aren't hitting the heights of what we'd expected. So in terms of the budget, we've got the type of players that you get on the budget that we've got. We've also got players like Anthony Dudley on loan from Salford. I keep referring to the loan thing, even though it's till the end of the season. His contract runs out of Salford till the end of the season. So if he'd been with us anyway, he'd still get a 1-year deal. So he's our player till the end of the season. But we've got some for the budget that we've got, which I keep saying we're more than happy with. We've got some fantastic players. If we said we wanted to sign a player, they've done absolutely everything they could to help us bring them players in. In fact, at times gone beyond. It comes to a stage where we're looking now, we're in an unbelievable position after 17 games. 17 games, we're in an unbelievable week, we're in an unbelievable position. So, short term, when we came in, it's about getting the support on side, and Blythe didn't help, and Dunstan. But it was about getting the results in the league for us to prove what we were saying back in June when we stood in front of you, that it wasn't just pie in the sky. The main thing for us was winning games short term. Now we're in that position where we're playing top, it becomes a little bit more of a long-term plan now. What that looks like is that people coming through the doors, people going out the door. So the hardest part of being amongst the top 2 or 3 in the league, or top 5 of the league, is maintaining it. Is this group good enough to maintain that? Well, we don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But as managers, we're striving every single day. Dave and Andy will tell you that to try and bring better quality into the football club. But we also stood here a few months back and got told about there was top quality at the football club last season, but didn't want to work hard. And what we've got here is lads that are prepared to work to their absolute maximum every single game. Which negates the quality sometimes from the players. But we've got to find the right balance with the player that trying to bring through the door. And so getting the players through the door, it's difficult to let players go.
John, how we playing? We're on loan at the moment.
Carry on.
How we playing on loan at the moment?
4.
Yeah, and if they pull them back, how will we be at the moment?
Well, I'll echo what John said about Anthony. Anthony's obviously, we've got him on a season-long deal, so they can't take him back, and that's the same with Danny Libsey. They're with us to the end of the season, no matter what. Manny, I don't know if you're aware, is coming from Salford for free. We was giving him on a 28-day basis that if he improves his fitness, we might extend that. That's another day, another decision. And obviously Dan Mooney, we took him to January initially. They then took him back because he was doing well, he got his goals, so it was only right that Fleetwood wanted to have a look at him in his first team in the Checker trade. Fortunate for Chester that he was rubbish that game, so and now we've extended that till the end of the season. So Fleetwood do have a 24-hour call back on Dan, but you know, we have a good relationship with them, and we'd like them to honour the fact that and stand by that they'll see it out till the end of the season. So we're sort of protected with the loans. I don't think we're a massive fan of it, but we've had our sort of hand up our back in certain positions, and we've had to trust in players that we've worked with before to come on and fill the gaps. Hence the reason we've got 2 from Salford, or 3, one goes back in the next couple of days, done it, and 1 from Fleetwood.
So we're going to do then, win the league or go on the playoffs?
I think, listen, again, John also said we're in an unbelievable position. We've lost 1 game in 13 in the league. That's unbelievable record, and that's not credit to me and John. That's credit to the lads that that are playing for us and are playing for the football club. And I think one thing we did say that is our sides work hard. You'll doubt what 1 or 2 games over the 17-game period that they've not done that. It's probably fair to say, which they've seen the nasty side of me and John in the changing rooms. I don't need to mention what games they were. But I just feel like we've come a long way as a football club, on and off the pitch. I think the expectation is growing with the players in there, with us, with the board. And I hope that we keep winning more games than we lose. And I think if that's the case, we'll be closer to what we set our goal was, which would be playoffs.
Will we be giving a?
Admire the board and
Somebody else now.
Somebody else have a go.
Will we be giving Will we be giving it the full shot for the FA Trophy just the same? I mean, I'm going to go to Southport because I've never seen us win at Southport. The times I've never been there, and that goes back to 1970 whatever. So yeah, should stay at home. But are we going to give the full hit for the FA Trophy the same as we do for the league? I understand the Cheshire Cup's another story where you give 1 or 2 youngsters a go and all that. But the FA Trophy, I think, although the financial rewards aren't brilliant, it's still an opportunity for the fans to see the team in cup action, having failed, in the FA Cup. It gives us an ongoing opportunity to, and even maybe get to Wembley.
Yeah, I don't think you need to look at what happened last season with Brackley. They won it. Are we a better side than Brackley? I think we are. I think they're hard to beat at their place, as we've seen last week. But I don't think me and John will take either competition lightly. I think we respected the Cheshire Cup with the side we put out. I think we was virtually full strength. And the FA Trophy is something we believe financially we need as a football club. And obviously it's momentum. If we was to go into that game with half the strength side and get beat, you then sort of accumulating your 4th defeat of the season, which that's not what we want. It would be nice. It would be nice to go there and beat Southport for a lot of reasons. But I hear you question that. We've not beat Southport before. We haven't beat Altrincham before as well, and we lost that on Saturday. So I hope you've not jinxed us for that one. No, they're another full-time side. It's good for us to go and showcase our sort of young lads there. And obviously we've been there before. It's a big pitch. It's what we're good at. And hopefully, and obviously it is sort of that we do believe we can go all the way in that trophy.
Good.
Just backing up on that, taking away the fact that I'm on the board, except I do get to see most of the training sessions, what I'll say is that I can see the fitness levels have massively improved this season. And I think we're seeing that in the games. The lads are playing to the 95th, 96th minute. I think last season, when we went 1-0 down, we knew we were going to lose that game. The other week, I was sat there, a couple of my fellow directors, and we were 2-0 up at half-time. So I said, God, we could really do with a third before half-time. Last season, that was, God, I hope we don't concede a third before half-time. So, I think that is a testament to how you've got the squad playing. They're all playing for the full 95, 96, 97 minutes. I think that's a great attitude from the lads, and I think they all need, recognising for that. Other question? Oh, the man with the mic himself.
That was great. Do you think with the postponements that you've had so far this season, playing Saturday, playing Tuesday, that has taken effect on the squad over the season? And do you think, hopefully now that you've gotten through that period, if you do go on an FA Trophy, do you think that will help maintain the fitness levels to give them that rest during the week a little bit more?
We were just discussing it before with Derek that actually we can't wait for it to be over. I mean, we're looking forward to the game on Saturday, obviously. But once you get the Saturday, Tuesday game's over, then we're back in training Tuesday, Thursday. And I think one or two things we have started to notice over the last 2 weeks is some of the basics that we hammer down on in training have gone missing a little bit. Reinforce that tonight in the training session. So when you're training Tuesday, Thursday, you can put so much more information rather than playing on a Saturday, playing on a Tuesday, obviously the lads in between. 100%, I think the fact that we've played Saturday, Tuesday, we've had there's loads of, I suppose, worry about after the Dunstan game, and when we didn't play for 3 weeks, what would we look like when we come back? It's going to be really tough. But actually, I think we won 3 out of 4 straight after Dunstan, and the performances weren't as good as what it was before the Dunstan game. So definitely the Saturday, Tuesday took effect. With an injured squad, lads playing out of position. It's not an excuse, it's a reason. Lads who work on a Tuesday, we've gone to York on Tuesday, was having to wait for lads to finish work, on the coach, and that's the same for 75% of our leagues. It's exactly the same. So, but them things do have a massive effect on the group. But like Dave's just said there, it's testament to the lads, the condition that they're in, that they look after themselves. When we sit down with players in the summer or whenever we're going to sign a player, they're under no illusions as to how hard they're going to have to work. And you've all seen that yourselves. They're under no illusions. But that as well, the way we play when we've not got the ball, the high intensity, I suppose, also gives you injuries. So there's got to be an almost a balance of what you understand, what you see sometimes. You might see on a Saturday an amazing high intense press game, and on Tuesday lads don't look exactly the same against no need to do a full-time side, and that's partly because 3 days before the lads are still recovering almost. If you're a full-time side, you're recovering on the Sunday and the Monday and then playing on the Tuesday, and lads are fresh. There are loads of excuses we can use for why perhaps we don't look amazing every single week, but the fact of the matter is we're in Division 6 of English football. That's why we don't look amazing every week. Very, very rare a team puts 3 or 4 brilliant performances together at this standard. But what they can do is work to the maximum every single game. There's no reason, the maximum might be up to 70 minutes because they're tired. There's no reason any player that plays for us will never not work to the maximum. They might have a poor game, but they'll always graft. And we've said that since minute 1 since we started managing. That's all we can ever promise. And also, just touching on the thing you want Bernard said about the trophy, we put our best side out against Dunstan. We put our best available side out against Dunstan in the FA Cup. We didn't go there with any complacency. We were 2-1 up at half-time, thinking it's a professional performance. We had a man sent off who stood near the halfway line. Mikey Thompson for the 4th goal gets physically abused. And the penalty that they got was outside the box. I can't make excuses now because it was 2 months ago. I could stand there after the game and say, because it looked ridiculous by getting beat up the team from 3 or 4 weeks below. The referee had a pull 2 miles down the road from the ground. That's not right. It just didn't feel right at the time, but we take everything serious, everything we do. We don't go there and think that we'll just play 3rd gear today. Got beat by Dunstan. Hold our hands up and we move on. But it wasn't for the lack of wanting to win any cup competition. Not at all. No, that's not because of you.
You brought Dawson in. What's he going to bring to the team?
Creativity. He's 26 years, he's had a long career, lots of football clubs, and people will ask the same question you're probably going to ask me now. Why has he had so many football clubs? I don't know. But we've liked him for the last couple of years. We've tried to get him this season. He turned his nose up at us and went to Telford, which is probably not you don't want to hear. But we feel like he went for the financial sort of reasons. It had doubled what we offered him at the time. But I feel like Adam's accepted he's made a mistake. He's gone there, he's not had many minutes. And I think it's quite clear that we've missed something in and around that number 10. He can play on both wings. So I just think it's right that we bring him on a non-contract. We can get rid of him tomorrow if we want, or in 14 days, or next month, whenever it is. We won't be signing down to the football club in the sort of short future. But we believe he's a good player. He's from sort of our neck of the woods. And I think he showed glimpses Tuesday night, considering he's not played how effective he can be for us. He looks to exploit, he looks to play forward, he looks exciting. So I just feel he'll add to that sort of Craig Mann, Mooney, sort of Ewan Morris type of player. I think he'll add strength and depth.
Will it give Dudley that little bit of summit that he needs? Because at the minute, he's lacking that man with him, isn't he?
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that, you know, I'll include Manny in this. I think our forward man's being isolated over the last couple of games. But I also feel that the opposition sides get isolated as well. I think, you know, we always said we like to play two centre forwards, but I think in this league that, you know, most sides you play against don't sort of dictate what formation you play as managers, but it certainly doesn't help when you're sort of overloaded in the middle of the park. And with Gary Roberts and them type of players, you know, we like to get Gary on the ball. Whereas if you're playing against three midfielders in there, we find it very hard. So, you know, we have been matching that sort of formation, but yeah, I think it's quite clear. And again, we've had this conversation with Derek tonight that we'd like to work on that. But, you know, we are coming off the back of 4 or 5 games and lads have been tired. So tonight was sort of not a light session as such, but mediocre. And the information that we'll be giving that sort of number 10 will be to definitely support either Dudley or Manny, whoever it is come Saturday. I do feel like we haven't shown that support.
So how are we funding him? We had the budget stacking, so how are we funding Dawson?
Dawson's just on an expense at the minute, so basically he gets his petrol receipts back. So he's basically come in that if he does well, we'll be knocking on the sort of director's door, kicking it down, saying, can we keep this player? If he doesn't do well, there's nothing lost, only for us gained over the minutes that he's here, and the games he's here. But Adam's been told he has to come and earn a deal. Now that's up to Adam to do that.
Yeah, we all know the budget's tight, yeah? So that's what I say, how do you fund it?
I'll be asking you.
No,
it's something we've not thought of yet, because like John said before, we're selfish. And if people want opportunity to come play for this football club, they're prepared to come on an expense form and just be paid petrol receipts. It just shows you that's the type of player we want to attract at this football club. There's other players that have asked for £400-500 and we've just said no straight away. Whereas this lad sort of understands that he's chased the money over the last couple of years, that's come to sort of a stop. And he wants to play for 2 managers in a football club that are going to give him an opportunity. So we'll cross that bridge when it comes to it.
We've got a couple of questions online on the stream.
Jeff, I'll give it to John.
Yeah, give it to John. Give it to John. How many players short are we for a title push, in your opinion? And what is your ultimate ambition at this club and in football?
5 players from winning promotion, all on £600 a week. And obviously our ambition is ultimately promotion, of course it is. I think we stood here 6-7 weeks ago and said that consolidation is not a word we use in managing. Sometimes you don't meet, you know, your standards that you set and your goal, but I think we'll work tirelessly hard to get there. I think the lads know what the expectation is at this football club, and we do believe that, yeah, the budget, we've accepted the budget, we come in on them terms. Of course we try and get more money every week, that's what managers do, but I think, like John said, we're in a really good position now that it'd be sort of cruel after 17 games to sort of, you know, not thinking about pushing 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, whatever it be. But at least in the playoffs, you really got to sort of push for that bottom tag in the playoffs, because we don't want to be going back down to Brackley or York or them type of places in the playoffs. But I think for myself and Anthony, I'm sure you think the same, that anything less than the playoffs this season now would be not a failure, probably the wrong word to use, but it would be disappointing.
There's another one for you about Gary Stopforth. Are you going to get him some body armour? Because he seems to upset the opposition.
We talk about players that, you know, are sort of overseeing our expectations. You know, Gary Stopforth, someone we've worked with for 8 years, and we've never seen Gary play the way he's playing at the minute. He always gives you 120%, he always has done, but he looks better than that now, and he's been at Stockport, and you look at the sort of crowd, the noise he made when he left there, massive noise, and he's come to Chester, and not many people had heard of Gary Stopforth when he comes to Chester, and when we stand up here and we say that we can guarantee the team, to be honest with you, but certain individuals will work tirelessly hard, and Gary Stopforth probably couldn't lace Gary Roberts' boots in terms of application, passing a football, but what he gives in 96 minutes, like we just said, is a heart and desire, and allows sort of other players in and around him to sort of express their strengths, i.e. Gary Roberts being one of them, and there's no denying that with Robbo, with Gary not available on Saturday here, Gary Roberts did look the same play without his mate next to him. So I think he's the type of player that we've got him in on a not on a cheap deal, but on a reasonable deal where he could be earning probably double what he's on here, at another football club. So we respect that from him.
Some more questions coming in. I'll ask another one from here if you want to ask anybody else in the room. What's the plan with the loaned out players?
So similar to what we've said there, obviously we've got Danny Livesey and Anthony Good still the end of the season.
Constantly like loaned out.
Oh, sorry.
The other way.
Right, okay, well, that's one thing we have to do. We have to sort of swap and change in terms of the budget. If we meet our top end of the budget and we've got 4 or 5 that aren't sort of featuring in our plans at the minute, it's only right, not just on a club's point of view, but for the players' development as well, that it's important that they get out and get minutes. And we've had 1 or 2 players tonight, like John said, we was late with George and 1 or 2 others that love what's going on at the minute. They love being a part of what it is, but can't stress to us enough that they want minutes, and the side are doing well at the minute. And don't get me wrong, we can improve, but it'd be wrong to start promising 5 or 6 players that they're going to get their opportunity anytime soon. When it only gets harder for us going forward now, as John said before. It's maintaining that position in the league, and I don't feel like we have to change too much at the minute. So for the lads that aren't sort of featuring, if they want to approach the managers and say, listen, we want to get out on loan, we're not sort of going to stand in the way, but financially it has to be right for the club as well.
You're like talking, you like.
Chaps, I'd just like to say a big thank you really for giving the club back its self-respect on the playing field. I think you were on a high to nothing at the start of the season, trying to put together a team from a standing start, and what you've done has been so impressive. And somebody who kind of sums that up more than anybody else is Craig Marr. I don't think there are many people in this room who 12 months ago would have thought Craig would have completed 200 games for the club, but he has now. So I wanted to ask you what you have done to give Craig back his mojo.
You're amazing coaches. Players like Gary Roberts and Craig Mann, in terms of ability, are both far better than anything we've brought into the football club. The lads that we brought to the football club are aware of that as well. You've got to let them play football, you've got to let them enjoy themselves. So Burns just said about what we'll like on Saturday with Robbo without Gaz. Gaz gives Robbo the freedom to play. It's very similar to Marnie. He understands, and we've told him countless times, if you work hard to your absolute maximum, as we've talked about before, you can do whatever you want on the ball. Go and do whatever you want. There's no point us putting restrictions on Craig Mann, Dan Mooney, because you're losing what they're all about as football players. There are other players where you can spend 20 minutes with them, explaining what you want, one animal, giving them responsibility, and they still don't do it. You can overload them with information. Our belief is with people like Craig Mann, let them play. Let them play. Get them on the ball as quickly as possible. There's no secret ingredient. We do loads of them on the training ground, getting them on the ball, getting them isolated 1v1. We'll enjoy it. But if you lose the ball, don't be surprised if you're not going to work back, if you're going to come and sit with us. That's it. And basically that's all it is. There's no point trying to put bells on it because there's no other reasoning behind it. Let the lads enjoy it, creative freedom. I like to think we're getting the best out of them at the minute. We still want more. I had him in the changing room after the game on Saturday. I'm disappointed with him in the last 5 minutes where we switched sides because we felt with the lefty on the left and the right on the right, we got to be on the full back, and with the duo on the pitch, could cause a bit of problems. He kept coming back. And we're asking him, it's all right getting people on the edge of the seats clapping and cheering, but if you lose possession of the ball, it's not good to us. So get us something, get us a corner, get us a free kick, get us a throw-in, get a shot off. If you're going to go and take people on and do step overs and tricks, make sure there's an end product off it, and that's some information that we give to players. As I said after the game on Tuesday, we had a couple of words about his end products, and he's a brilliant lad. He takes it all on board. That's it. He seems to be enjoying it, like you said. And the same with the other boys as well. There's no special treatment. Although there's probably 3 or 4 players who get it more than me and Bert than others. The ones that we know can take it. But no secret ingredient.
if you did get promotion this year, would you have to go full-time again? Because obviously you played against better players.
Yeah, of course.
And bigger clubs with bigger financial.
I think I'm right in saying there's only 2 part-time sides in the National League now. Is that, I think I'm right in saying that.
And the travelling obviously would be.
And he's just told me they're both bottom of the league. So yeah, we do. We were full-time last season.
Yes.
Chester obviously for a large part we were full-time. Our ambition, the question that was asked before, we want to be full-time football managers, of course we do. But we also knew that by coming here, we could have done the hybrid system or however we wanted to do things. The budget was ours, but it had to meet the requirements of what type of player was bringing in. Believe it or not, we don't look beyond the next game. I had a conversation with Andy the other day on the phone about thinking long term now, what does it look like? If we're in the top 5 come Christmas or halfway through the season, we have to start planning long term what that looks like for the second half of the season in terms of players, but also what's it going to look like next season? What does it look like if we don't go up in terms of recruitment? What does it look like if we do go up? How many players will we keep? How many of Callum's lads are going to get deals, which comes off the budget? There's so many variables to answer to, but the likelihood of going full-time professional is probably quite low, if we're honest, because it comes back to budget and money. With the budget that's probably likely to be, which hasn't been discussed yet, you're probably getting the best players that are part-time as opposed to younger lads that want to be full-time. Do you know what I mean? So we'll start planning towards that definitely. We felt like recently a lot of the early season stuff with the club, with the floods and stuff, we've been putting a lot of fires out. But we've got to a point now where we need to start thinking a little bit more long term.
Can I ask a question? You left Salford, yeah? Was that better, or the guy Neville was there, yeah? How did you feel when you left Salford?
Well, we didn't trust the one in us. Absolutely delighted.
I've got a question from down the live stream. Who do Bernard Johnny rate as having a big future from the youth team?
So Callum's youth team now are the lads that are with us.
Callum's youth team, I would say.
I think I don't like singling people out, especially when it's been the obvious ones are Kane and Lloyd. Both. Yeah, of course. But we've had Stuart Crilly amongst the first team. James Cottrell was on the bench against City Liverpool. Was Leon Jones on the bench that day, I think, as well. Leon's training with us tonight. Zach Butterworth has trained with us. Centre back. George, the centre backs, train with us. So we've had. We don't do things as token gestures. So we don't just invite lads in just to make up the numbers. If Carol tells us lads are doing well, and they're rewarded with training with the first team, if we feel that we can make a difference in the matchday squad, they come with us. I think so far that we've had an academy graduate in every squad so far this season at some point. He's got a brilliant group there, a fantastic group, and it's not just about ability with that group. They might not go and boss possession as he says in his interviews after games, but I tell you what, the hard-working boys, they're so resilient, their understanding of the game is fantastic. Which is, as managers of a first team, that's what you look for. You're not necessarily looking for lads who like a Dan Mooney type player. You're looking for resilient characters. He's got so many of them. It's going to be a difficult task in the next few months when we're all having to make decisions about, who's getting offered, the deal for next season. But he's got a belting group there.
Just another one as well. More for myself, really, on behalf of people watching, but. Obviously, you feel the support of the people in here, you get the support of the people in the stadium. Have you been surprised in any way about the connection made with the exiles, the people who are away from Chester, South Coast, North Scotland, whatever? They're all tuning into social media to interact with you. Have you had that before? Or?
It's a proper football club. This is minute one. We've come from 2 football clubs. The first one was a major part of growing the club. The second one, Salford City, is an absolute monster of a club in the sense of PR and who the owners are. It's just going to get bigger and bigger. This is a football club with an unbelievable history. Has always had a massive fan base. I'm not just talking about what comes through the turnstile on a Saturday, but in terms of well, I said it before, I'm a Bury supporter. Chester's as big as Bury and Rochdale and the lags, you know, from this area. So we're not surprised, not at all, because it's one of the major goals for us to come to Chester was the hope that one day we're going to be part of taking them back to where we believe a club of this size should be. But the support, you know, of these type of meetings is always staggering. I mean, the senior blues meetings, all them type of things that are put on, they're unbelievable. They're absolutely, you know, blow our minds each time we come to these things. There's always that element of expectation because of the history of what we talked about and where you've been as a football club in the past. But it also excites us that we can be part of, hopefully, getting you back to the type of league positions.
Not sure how Burn will feel about this one. Will Burno do the floss if we score?
I'll do the floss if we win the league.
You've done it there already, haven't you?
No, if we get promotion, I'll do anything you want me to do, Jeff.
let's just cut the live stream then.
Any more questions?
Yeah, please. Really, I asked Sunday last week, yeah, about Noble, yeah? Hey Noble, yeah?
Yeah.
Why did you start from the beginning? You're only 17, yeah? Why do you play him?
Well, I've always been a firm believer of mastering every level you can, and you see these young players that start in non-league and jump to the Championship, and they miss out the conference to League 2, League 1, and then a couple of years down the line you see these young players pop back up in the conference, and I think it's the same as managers, that we've mastered every level coming up, and I think, you know, we look back and we've said we've done the North West Counties, we've done the Prem, we've done the Unibond North, we've done Unibond Prem, we've done Conference North, our next aim's Conference, and I think you've got to look at the same with Kane.
Yeah,
And we spoke.
Kane's a great player, yeah? But you look at it like Manchester United, yeah? Who's the youngest player ever played for Manchester United?
Who's the youngest ever player?
Yeah.
I haven't got the answer to that, but I'll tell you Duncan Edwards, to be fair.
No, it was Duncan Edwards.
Was it not? Okay, who was it then? Okay.
Like, I don't know.
Well, all right.
All I'm saying is, like, put that on at the start, 40 minutes, yeah, of playing, yeah.
Is that a threat?
I think,
No.
I think we'll leave the team selection to the guys that have done pretty well this season. I mean, I speak, I think, for just about everybody that follows Chester. If we could have looked at this position today, in April, we'd have given our back teeth for it. You know, I could. I'm really looking forward to the floss at the end of the season with Jeff.
Yeah.
With Jeff.
With Jeff, yeah.
All right, then go on then.
Yeah. Anybody else have? Yep.
Can I just ask, why do you... Oh, I don't need that.
We don't know.
Why do you keep swapping Marn and Moon? It's blinking numbers. It's hard. It takes me half an hour to realise who's who.
Just to keep your brain active.
I know, you're just going, no, it's not.
I think when opposition do reports, they get that sort of obsessed with a certain number and a certain player. They can sort of sell it to the team as number 7's the best player the last game. And you might look at it and think, well, not really, but it works. And managers who tell you lies will, because we look at it and we think, you know, why is number 3 got number 7 on today? You can't be playing right midfield. But certain managers do play that game, and I think that's something we've picked up along the way, that, you know, we put John
Don't give out secrets. Speak to Phil.
Hey, it's not going to matter next season, is it?
Jimmy's fault. You can't work the numbers out.
So it's just to confuse, and you know, Leamington are probably watching this now and probably not. But no, there's no sort of, well, that's the logic behind it. It's not much really with it, but it's as simple as that. But we do it to confuse, not our own supporters, but maybe others.
Confusing rules.
It was Duncan Edwards, by the way.
Thank
Was
you.
it?
There you go. I had to think 5 seconds, but I got it, didn't I? Who's the youngest player to ever play for Chester?
Sorry?
Youngest player ever to play for Chester?
Aidan Newhouse.
Yeah.
You rush?
I didn't know that, you know.
Went for 100 grand to
How old was he? 15?
Yeah.
We'll beat that.
Good player, big lad at that.
We'll beat that calibre, is it?
He's legged it because he doesn't want you signing up his 15-year-olds. Okay. I think that's it. Oh, no, one more at the back there. Well, hey Rob, you can earn your money tonight.
What's it, Tommy? Given the news over the last couple of days, I mean, how do you feel Brexit will
I actually think, looking at the number of resignations today from the cabinet, I'm just glad it hasn't filtered down this far. We've only had 2.
On a more serious note, you're obviously enjoying being here, at least I hope you are. When do you start looking towards next season, in terms of players? What does, how does a manager start preparing for the following season?
I think John answered your question before. He's probably not heard him probably because he weren't speaking loud enough. But I think we're always planning. We're always looking to improve, and again, it's how it looks. And until this league's defined where we're going to be, whether it be champions, whether we go through the playoffs, whether we're still in this league next year. As soon as that's sort of defined, that that will indicate who we go and look for. But until then, every game we play, we write in a pad what players we think we can improve us. We send our scouts out, looking at players that he thinks can improve us. But ultimately, it comes down to which league you're going to be in, and obviously budget as well. If I'm surmising if we finish in the playoffs this year, that the budget's probably going to go up next year if we stay in the same league. And again, if we go up to the conference national, which is probably levels apart in terms of the budgets from this level, it's how it looks then as well. And I think John answered the question about would we be part-time or full-time. Ultimately, to give us a better chance, we feel like we'd have to be full-time next year, but it all depends on how the club's looking, and I'm sure that they don't want to be in the same state as in 6 months ago. So leading towards that, I think it always looks better on a part-time basis at this minute in time.
It's a massive step, isn't it? The National League's a massive step from this league, I think.
I think it is in terms of financially, but if you look at the size that, you look at Harrogate last week, who run us to the wire, they're not paying massive money, but they've got that sort of solidity about them and that togetherness, and, the fourth is it. You look at Fylde, they've only been in the league 2 years. The big clubs like you look at, I mean, obviously Wrexham are doing it this year, but you can look at Salford and their sort of...
Excuse me, who did you say Wrexham?
Yeah. Salford are a different one. So, their wage bills are frightening. They should be where they are. But in terms of Harrogate, it does show you that the levels, maybe not in terms of playing and ability, aren't miles apart. In terms of you look at Leighton Orient's budget and whatnot, which doesn't justify where they are in the league as such. Because you then look at Harrogate and they're probably playing half what Leighton Orient are, and they're only 3 points behind them. So I feel like the sides that come out of this league have that sort of momentum and go and have a go, especially over the first 18 months.
If you look at the teams that have come out of this league over the last 3 or 4 years, every single one of them is in the top half of the table. And it's not always down to money, it's the way they're managed. I know Solihull have had that sort of bounce thing where they were near the bottom of the league for a couple of the seasons. And the playoffs, Halifax are now doing okay. I think they've gone to full time actually this season, Halifax. So there's this, I mean, we watch so much of although we've not managed it, we've watched so much of the National League. You was there last season, although you was getting beat and pumped most weeks. It might have felt like it was a lot better. It isn't as big as...
I just felt they seemed, in that league, they seemed a lot better organised.
Yes.
The defences are a lot harder to break down.
Well,
you don't get hardly any time on the ball,
I think you get better individuals. And you look at, like Virgil said, the top 2 or 3 sides, and they've got similar back fours that they've had for the last 2 or 3 years, whether that be Wrexham, whether that be Salford, whether that be Harrogate. They've all got the similar back fours. Harrogate actually signed a centre-back, Kelvin Langmead from Nuneaton, who struggled last season. Our belief is that it isn't as big as it's made out to be. In terms of the size of clubs, maybe this league has got bigger clubs in it. Chester, Stockport, your Darlington, York Cities, Boston's, all ex-league clubs. There's some big football clubs in this league. But I think if you, and we talked about it this summer, if you're used to losing, if you've got that losing mentality, every game feels like we're miles apart from actually what realistically it probably is. And I think he used a brilliant word. Momentum takes you a long way in football. You just won a league, you're used to winning games. Very rarely you win a load of games and then start losing. Very difficult. I might be totally wrong. They normally am.
I don't think so.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
Right, I think that's where are we now? Good. Well, tonight, so the bar is still open. So I think we'll say thanks to Bernard John. Very forward to the audience. 3 points on Saturday, if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
Quite a few of us travelling down to Leamington, so you'll have a good chest of support with you.
Who's coming Saturday? Who came to Brackley? Brilliant. It's things like that at the Brackley game where you realise how big of a football club it is. That last minute was unbelievable.
They even competing with the brass band.
Yeah. We need one of them.
No.
Yeah. No, we do.
Yeah. I think last year we played the fiddle a couple of times.
Banging the drum for ages.
Roast burned, I think it was one of those things. But no, thanks, lads. I know you've had a long day. You've been out at work and you've done the training session tonight. So
Some of us have been at Dave.
yeah, for some of us. You still managed to ring me most of the day. Hey, no, thank you very much again. Thanks everybody for coming tonight. As I say, I'll reiterate again, we are looking for people to step into the roles of Marion and Mike particularly, but also help with all the working groups. So again, we're all hanging around, we're all here for a bit, so feel free to chat. We'll stay for a few minutes. If anybody wants to come and have a little word with you, that's fine. Thank you. Now watch the space for more announcements. Thank you.